welcome to the video. Today we're going to do a 10-minute follow-along hip mobility routine. This is aimed a little bit more towards beginners and intermediates. We're not going to get into anything super advanced, so if you haven't done any hip mobility work before, this is a great place for you to start. Let me explain why hip mobility is so important. First of all, when your hips are open, you just feel better. Your entire low body moves with so much more freedom. And not only that, a lot of low back pain is actually caused by tight bound up hips. So when you open up your hips, oftentimes any low back pain that you've been dealing with is just going to disappear. Now, you do not need any equipment for this, but there are a couple of things that may make some of these movements more accessible for you. The first is a yoga block or something to sit on. It can even just be a pile of books and a couple of light dumbbells. These are 5 pounds. This is plenty. You could go lighter. If you don't have dumbbells, you could use a couple of bottles of water. It would absolutely work great. Okay, let's get started. Okay, so the first position we're going to start in is a 90-90 position. So I want to put my front shin and thigh at a 90-degree angle, and then as much as possible, I want to create another 90-degree angle here, and then one more here. Now, if this is challenging for you, this is where the yoga block can come in handy, right? Or something to sit on. By elevating the hips, you can make this position a lot more accessible. So first thing we want to do is we want to think about taking the center of your chest and squaring it up with the direction this knee's pointing. Now, when you're first starting out, it's okay to put your fingers down as training wheels. Once you develop the strength, we want to do this freestyle. Get a nice long spine, like you're standing to attention, and we're going to bring the chest forward and down towards the knee. We're in this bottom position, want to think about driving this knee down into the mat. So I'm not just passive, I'm really pushing this knee down, and then we're going to come up. And 2, lean forward and drive that knee down, and up. 3, drive that knee down, and up. 4, and now we're going to go down and float for 10, 9, actively pushing that knee down for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, we're going to come up. We're going to switch in a very specific way. So I want you to imagine that this leg's Velcro down to the mat, and I can only move it by driving it towards the ground with all of our might until we can't get any further, and then that's what's going to lift this side, right? That's what's going to lift this side up. I'm going to bring it back, and then we're going to repeat to the other side. So we're peeling it open, driving it down, and then this leg's going to lift all by itself, and then we're going to switch. 3, 4, and 5. If you need to adjust your position, totally fine. Center chest, and hinge forward, and up. Hinge forward, and up, and 3, up, 4, and up, and floating for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and up. Okay, we're going to do our switch again. Put the weight into the hands. Peel as much as you can till this leg starts to lift, and then go with it. Then we're going to go back. Really driving it up open, trying to keep this shin down, and over. And keep it running. 3, 4, and one more. 5, good. So now we're back to our starting side. This is where the small weights might be useful for you. If you reach forward holding the weights, it's going to help pull you into the position we're about to get into. You can also use your hands, but eventually you want to do it without using any assistance at all. All we're going to do is drive up, roll across this front shin, and scoop that back hip under. From here, we're not going to flop. Reach the hands forward and just lower yourself down. Touch as light as you can. If that means you sit all the way down, it's totally fine in the beginning. Eventually, we just want to kind of just tap, drive up, scoop the hips under, and drop back down. Just tap, drive up, and 4, and 5. Hold the top position for 5, driving this hip forward. 4, 3, 2, and down. We're gonna do our switches again, 5 of them. So rotate, really push as hard as you can, and then take it over. And 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay? Drive up, scoop the hip under, and just tap if you can. Drive up, and down. Drive up, and down. 4, and 5. Squeezing, driving this hip under for 5, 4, 3, 2, and relax. Okay, next one, we're gonna do butterflies. So we're gonna bring the feet together like a pair of praying hands. We're gonna pull them in as close as you can, right? If this is hard for you, once again, sit on something, elevate your hips like we did with the 90-90. It'll make things a lot easier. Okay, so we're gonna bring it in, and we're gonna use our own strength. So we're gonna pull the knees apart, pull them as wide as you can. Try and keep your spine as long as possible, and close. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So now we're going to move into a little bit of PNF stretching. PNF stretching is a fantastic strategy to get real flexibility real fast. It's an abbreviation for proprioceptive neuromuscular facilitation. Don't ask me to spell it, but I will show you how to do it. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to grab the ankles and we're going to put the forearms on the inside of the thigh. Now, this is kind of a game where I'm trying to close my knees with all my might, but my forearms are not going to let my knees move. So I'm squeezing, but I'm not moving. We're going to do a 5-second hold, and I want you to start at the beginning of the 5 seconds, maybe 50%. By the end of the 5 seconds, you want to have worked up to 90. So think about it as like slowly turning up the volume over the course of the 5 seconds, right? So elbows in, push your knees out a little bit to the end range of motion. Take a breath in, start trying to close. Start kind of easy for 4, get harder for 3, 2, and relax. And just see if you're able to open them a little bit more, right? And take a breath in, try and close them. 3, 2, 1, relax. See if you can open a little more. We're gonna do one more. And push them open for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Okay, so we're gonna go into a frog. So we wanna have the knees relatively wide, right? And we wanna have the feet turned out. And if possible, we wanna have the heels a little bit wider than the knees. If not, that's okay though, if you're a little bit tighter. And all we're gonna do is we're gonna get down and we're gonna push the butt back. We're gonna do 10 little pulses. So we're gonna push into the end range of motion, and then we're just gonna come forward. 2, so we're not bouncing, right? We're moving with control, and forward. Push back into that range of motion, and come forward. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and we're going to push back and hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and come forward. Okay. Last movement, we're gonna keep one leg in the frog position and we're gonna post the other one out to the side, right? This is called a half frog. From here, we're gonna push the butt back, feel a nice stretch through all of this, and then come forward. 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we're gonna add just a few rotations. So we're gonna take this thigh bone, right, this big thigh bone, and we're gonna rotate it in the hip socket to face up. 2. Now in the beginning, you might just be able to get here. That's okay. Over time, your hips will unlock. Over time, your hips will unlock. And one more for 5. Hold. And then to come out of this position, we're gonna turn this leg in, and that's gonna free up the space here for you to come out comfortably. Right, we're gonna do the other side, and that'll be the end of the sequence. So push the leg out to the side, push the butt back for 1, and 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we're gonna add our rotation. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We'll finish in a bridge just to give the hips a little bit more extension work. We'll just hold a 10-second bridge, so we're rolling up, driving the hips up to the sky for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and done. So thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video today. If you found the information in it useful and helpful, please hit like and subscribe. It really helps the channel so much. If you want me to do more videos like this, then please let me know in the comments down below. If you're looking to start a more comprehensive daily mobility practice, I've put together a 7.5-minute follow-along morning mobility routine that you can get by clicking the link in the description down below. It's going to open up your shoulders, unlock your hips, free up your back, and leave you feeling a hell of a whole lot better. And you can get that by clicking the link in the description down below. Thanks again. I appreciate your time. Wishing you a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next video.